Hey there, let's talk about 8 effective team management strategies for entrepreneurs looking to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And based on literally 5 decades of business ownership, corporate America, jobs in quality and upper management leadership in both privately held as well as some of the most famous publicly traded companies in the world, I've gleaned a whole lot about working with teams, managing teams, what works and what doesn't work. I want to share 8 things that I found to be important and effective strategies as you are managing your teams, because nobody gets to supersizing their business on their own. That means at some point we're going to have to lead or manage teams. And of course, we could have a whole discussion on the difference between leadership and management, because they are 2 entirely different skill sets. Some people have both. Very rarely do people have both. Some people are awesome managers, but not necessarily great leaders, etc. But that's a topic for another day. So what are these 8 strategies? Number 1, the culture that we create in our organization is absolutely positively critical. We want to create a collaborative culture where people know that their ideas matter and that their input matters and that what they have to do or say is valued and important. If we treat other people with respect, they treat us with respect. We want to have that as part of our culture. We also want to have a culture where it's okay to make mistakes, but we bring up ideas and we do our best, and we're continually growing together. Secondly, we want to establish clear goals, roles, and responsibilities within our teams so everybody knows what's expected of them, what they can expect from other people. I guess it's more about expectation sharing, but the more clearly we identify people's roles and responsibilities, it's easier to know who's going to do what and hold people accountable and know who's responsible when we have a question or a concern or a problem on our teams. Third strategy is to leverage technology for effective work teams, right? We need communication technology where we can communicate with one another on the team. We need technology that will allow us to have project management where everybody can collaborate, etc., for our teams. And there's so many available. A lot of business owners and entrepreneurs that I work with think that they have to go out and create their own app or their own system, where there's literally thousands of app and thousands of computer systems that help us to collaborate and work among teams. I mean, we can share Google Docs and Excel spreadsheets and things nowadays, but we also can use things like Trello boards and Asana, and I think Monday is a good one for small businesses and entrepreneurs, depending on what your needs are. There are programs and software out there, as well as apps and technology that can help us to do whatever it is that we want, but especially to communicate effectively among our team members, and so that we can speed up the process of getting things done and knowing who's doing what. Fourth, we want to nurture professional development. Best investment you will ever make, and I don't know if everybody knows this, is number 1 in yourself, and number 2 in the people that you have in your organization or you're collaborating and working with. One of the most important things we can do is to develop ourselves and develop the people that are working with us on our teams. Why? It increases skills, it increases efficiency and effectiveness, it increases people's sense of confidence and self-worth and understanding and their ability to work with other people. Professional development, meaning training and education and learning and skills enhancement, are one of the best investments we can make in our organization. Fifth strategy is to embrace flexibility and flexible work situations and work arrangements. I think COVID taught us that the more flexible we are in terms of working with people and working around their schedules and what works for them. When it's really interesting. I'm hanging out with my granddaughters a lot these days, and little children all learn differently, right? As amazing as I have 3 granddaughters, and as amazing as they all are, they're all very, very different, and they learn differently. Well, why would we think that adults would be any different than that? When I work best, I'm a total morning person. So I'm on in the morning, and then by the afternoon, I have got to do things that are not as urgent or important for me, because I know that's what my schedule's like. I work differently than other people. There's a lot of people that are not morning people, that they're night people. So we want to allow people to perform when it's best for them. That's one of the advantages of having global teams, is when we're sleeping, other people can be working. So we want to embrace flexible work situations, because they are, since COVID for sure, the wave of the future. People, and if we want to attract the best talent to work with us, we need to be flexible in what our expectations are around that. Of course, we can set up whatever we want, but we want to, the more flexible we are, the more we figure out what works for the team, the better the team will perform. Number 6, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, encourage team building activities and team bonding activities, right? You can structure some of those as the leader of the organization, but you don't have to participate in all of them. My friend Damon Burton is a perfect example of this. He's got a global team for SEO National, and he said, I believe that he's only gone to one of these events, but he encourages his team to continue to have bonding events where they get together, they meet, and they support one another, and they learn from one another. And you can do that through a lot of different ways. You can schedule them, or you can just let the team spontaneously create them on their own. But we want to encourage those, because the better our people work together, the better they work together when it comes, or the better they get along, the better they work together. Number 7, we want to prioritize feedback and recognition and celebration. We want to make sure that we're able to talk and communicate with one another. Hey, you did a really great job on this. Awesome, keep it up. Or somebody else, hey, in private, always give negative feedback in private. I find it fascinating how many managers, because they're definitely a lot leaders if they do this, downgrade people or talk them down or chastise them in front of other people for a mistake they've made. If you do that, guess what? People will not take risks and they will not make mistakes anymore, because it's embarrassing. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. And finally, strategy 8 is to instill a sense of purpose in the team. The team has to know why they exist, what they're working for, what their end goal is, and all have a connection to how their piece of that contributes to the whole. We all have to understand, hey, I'm doing this because of that. I'm in charge of this part of the project so that the rest of the project can actually exist and happen. So those are some of my favorite team management, I think, strategies, and some of the important things about leading a team. One of the biggest things I noticed when I left corporate America for good, and that I really missed, was access to talented people and skills. Now, I didn't get to pick all those people, but I got to work with them, and I got to pick the people in the organizations I worked for that were the best for the teams I was running. And it was an automatic pool of people with the right mindset, people with the right goals, people with the same vision toward helping the company to achieve its goals and objectives. And one of the biggest challenges that we all have, and that I had, was building those type teams for myself and for my own businesses. But that's really rewarding too. And some of it's trial and error, but over time you put systems and processes and procedures in place to make sure that you hire the right people, and you treat them the way you want them to treat the rest of your organization and treat your business. All right, have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with another Supersize topic for building and growing and supersizing your business. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.